Shifting your mindset is not the same as experiencing a spiritual awakening or a Kundalini awakening, although it can be a symptom of or a byproduct which it eventually will become, because you're going to move into a state of no mind. And you operate from a state of not having to think through things, not having a plan in place, but understanding where you are placed in relation to the other, that being you in the other, in the bigger picture. It is about you coming into your own, first of all, and realizing, debunking the myth that we are limited to our body, all of the samskaras, all of the conditioning, all of the patterns, all of the beliefs, including the religion one might have been born in, or indeed simply an order that a society chooses to follow, or has come to a point when you believe that is simply the order, and therefore that must be the bigger order. Now, when you go through your spiritual awakening, all of this is lifted. So as a result of your awakening, when your consciousness shifts, you can call it jumping a timeline, because you jump into a timeline of where you're already experiencing your awakened self, where you're already experiencing a self that has always been awake, a self that is beyond those states of awakefulness or dream states or sleep states. You simply are all that is, the cell of things, your essential self. So you're jumping into that. Jumping into that requires letting go of all that is, creating a density that does not allow us to embrace the reality, embrace all of that, because we believe our emotions, our feelings, our reactions, our responses, and the feedback we receive about who we are, who we should be, from the other, from others. It could be our families, our parents, our friends, or people we don't even know. As long as we are stuck in that cycle of emotion, thought, feeling, and identifying with it, then we are still in that movement, which is not going anywhere, because it's just a cycle and it just keeps repeating itself. And that cycle is what we call the cycle of mortality, or the cycle of life and death, because in that cycle you will find karma. In that cycle you will find that you become alive, you will find that you die. But when you are out of that cycle, you're off the wheel. You're off that wheel. Karma stops. When you not only experience your awakening, but coming to a point where you experience pure consciousness, where you experience you as all that is. Therefore, your mind will not be playing these games anymore, that I am what they think I am, I have to be a certain way, that there is a God or that there is no God, or that if you're awakened, we must act in this way, or that it's love and light. There are so many of these little beliefs that will really be letting themselves be gone. There will be no room for all of this, which is why your every day will be an exercise of inhaling you and exhaling all that is not yours. Our experience is not us. The body is our vehicle through which we experience a physical reality. And folks, spiritual awakening itself has so many stages, so many facets, so many aspects to it that we evolve through the process. So every time we feel we've reached, something will happen, something, and you will evolve again. You never get cozy and comfortable. Eventually, you will learn to feel comfort in the constant discomfort. This discomfort really does vanish. It really goes away. So that the discomfort that you may feel from time to time is the discomfort of those around you that are still enmeshed in illusion. When they are still enmeshed in illusion, then it is not that you want to be away from them, or that you don't relate to them, or that you feel sorry for them. But actually you develop a sense of not a responsibility, but a sense of these are my people, they are my kith and kin, not because of color, caste, creed, belief, or where you go shopping, but because that sense of we are one, it has now taken birth. And not only that, it lives in you. Which is why gradually you will move towards altruistic acts of service. And you will feel as though that is now driving you. You want to be there for others. Not at the expense of you, or not when you're going through your healing. This is when you've come out and you're at the end of your cycles. And you will have by now become aware of when it is the teacher in you or when it is your personality. They are two different things. Sending you so much love, and there'll be so much